President, I come to the floor to recognize the 40th anniversary of Earth Day and to remember the man who founded Earth Day, the late Wisconsin governor and senator, Gaylord Nelson. Before he was the founder of Earth Day and one of the nation's greatest conservationists, he was a son of Wisconsin. He was a young boy growing up in the town of Clear Lake, Wisconsin, amid the great natural beauty of our state. When asked how he developed his lifelong interest and dedication to the environment, Nelson would say, by osmosis, while growing up in Clear Lake, Wisconsin. He reflected the very best of our state from the beginning, building on Wisconsin's long tradition of environmental conservation. Our state passed landmark forest and water power conservation acts during the Progressive era and lays claim not only to Gaylord Nelson, but to other giants of the conservation movement, like Aldo Leopold, John Muir, and Sigurd Olson. All of them were inspired, as Nelson was, by the beautiful Wisconsin wilderness. The natural beauty of our state charted the course of Nelson's life from the shores of Clear Lake to the banks of the Potomac, where he changed the way we think about our planet and changed the law to protect the water we drink and the air we breathe. There are few members of this body, past or present, who have left such a valuable legacy. So today I'm proud to help celebrate that legacy with a resolution in the House and Senate celebrating the 40th anniversary of Earth Day and its founder. And as we look ahead to the many challenges we face, we can draw strength from the example Gaylord set for us all. He drove tremendous change, and with Earth Day created a new momentum that has been critical to so many efforts to protect the health of our environment. Gaylord also understood the connection between the two great Wisconsin traditions of fiscal responsibility and conservation. Too often a federal program that is wasting taxpayer dollars is also laying waste to our air, our water, or our public lands. The nation's outdated mining laws are a perfect example. These laws allow mining companies to mine on our public lands for next to nothing and leave behind an environmental mess for taxpayers to clean up. Gaylord fought to change those laws. And when I was elected to the Senate, he asked me to take up this fight, and I have. I've made it part of my Control Spending Now Act, legislation to cut the deficit by about $1.5 trillion over the next 10 years. Mr. President, if we scrap these outdated mining laws, we can save taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars and protect the public lands that belong to the American people. They don't belong to the mining companies. I'm also working on another environmental issue that has a special connection to Gaylord Nelson, and that's clean water. The man from Clear Lake did so much for clear, clean water everywhere, including being a champion of the Clean Water Act. Now, today, the Clean Water Act is under threat because two recent Supreme Court decisions have jeopardized its protections. Those decisions put nearly 20 million acres of wetlands habitat and more than 50% of our stream miles in the lower 48 states at risk. These waters could now become polluted or wiped out altogether unless Congress takes action. I'm working to see that Congress stands up to the special interests that want to roll back the Clean Water Act's protection and ensure that these bodies of water can continue to provide drinking water, wildlife habitat, recreation, and support for industry and agriculture for generations of Wisconsinites to come. So I've joined with Minnesota Representative Jim Oberstar to introduce the Clean Water Restoration Act. This bill is designed to accomplish one basic and important goal: ensure that the Clean Water Act of 1972 stays in place. There are no new regulations in our legislation, only a return to the original intent of the Clean Water Act, which has protected our waters for more than 35 years. Gaylord Nelson and others have done so much to protect the health of our waters, and we owe it to them and to ourselves to carry that legacy forward. That's what I seek to do in the Senate with the Clean Water Restoration Act. Now, we face many challenges, other challenges as well. Of course, climate change looms largest of all. We need to address the serious problem of climate change and do so without unfairly hurting Wisconsin, which relies on coal for much of its energy needs. If we do this right, we have an opportunity to pass legislation that will reduce greenhouse gas emissions and create energy jobs here in Wisconsin. We can help American businesses gain a competitive advantage developing new renewable energy and energy efficiency technologies. The desire to protect our air, our water, and our planet will bring people together tomorrow all around the world. They will talk about global issues we face and the local environmental issues in their communities that they want to address. They will organize, mobilize, and galvanize new momentum for change. And that's exactly what Gaylord Nelson intended. He knew the power of people coming together and what that could mean for the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the national parks and public lands we all cherish. He knew that these natural resources connect us all and that Earth Day would bring us together to protect them. I am so grateful to have known Gaylord Nelson, and I'm proud of the legacy he left behind. As we celebrate the 40th anniversary of Earth Day, we remember the man from Clear Lake who came to this body inspired by the beautiful Wisconsin landscape of his childhood and in the end made a better world for us all.